You have marketing, and then you have your sales, and then people either log in or they go to an app page, right? But either way, you're going to want to collect their email as much as possible, right, into a CRM. So this is like your backend. And what you do normally is you have a welcome sequence, you have an opt-in, didn't schedule sequence. If you have an upsell or you want to talk to people, then you have like a schedule sequence, schedule reminder, then you have a no-show. Some people call this a bonding sequence as well. You could have a welcome or bonding sequence. Then you have your newsletter, which you might sell, you might do like weekly. And then you have something called a reactivation campaign, which is if you have an old list or a dead list, you'll reactivate it. You choose some variables and say everyone that used to do this or everyone that's opened emails in the last 6 months or whatever it may be. And you have these different campaigns. And I'm not going to give a deep dive into go high level because a lot of people use different CRMs, but each one of these is like a campaign. And you have a campaign, and there's usually what's called a trigger, which is like, how do I trigger people being sent to this campaign? There's the actual copy, images if necessary, and then there's the CTA. And the CTA, if the call to action, if triggered, gets put into a new sequence or a new pipeline stage, which also triggers a new sequence. Does that make sense? So this is like basic, but it's really not for most people. You have these 6 to 7 sequences, depending on how advanced you want to get. And there's this if-then statement. So if this happens, then we do this campaign until they do the thing that we want, which could be, let's say, buy something else, or it could be schedule a call, or it could be show up to this event, or show up to this call, or whatever it may be. And if they do that thing, then it triggers, cool, they did it. You take them out of that sequence and you put them into the new sequence. Does that make sense? This is the current, I won't say old paradigm because I still do this every day, but it's slowly becoming, I'm predicting that this will be an old paradigm. And it's so funny. If you want to keep up with business, just keep up with Alex. There's no chance, guys, that Alex will not be a billionaire. I talk to him every day. Most people in my life, I don't think are very smart and I think are pretty lazy. So I'm like pretty skeptical of most people just because I've had too many employees and hired too many people. And Alex is just on another level. He's just on another planet. I've never met anyone like him in my entire life. He's for sure one of the best entrepreneurs alive. You want to keep up with whatever's happening, just try whatever Alex is building. That's like the easiest thing. Just wait for Alex to build it and then use that. So Lee Falcon is his new thing, one of his new things. And it's essentially like an AI CRM. And there's going to be competitors of this, it's fine. But so you don't have to use Leaf Falcon specifically. But this old paradigm is now goal plus group. So that's all you do now. So you say, so the if opt in, what do you want them to do? Oh, I want them to show up to the webinar. Now you just prompt it. That's it. You just connect your data and you're like, hey, if someone opts in, try to get them to show up to the webinar. And then instead of sending bulk messages, which you have the problem of like your SMTP provider is like banning you or whatever, you're sending too many emails, you have to warm it up, blah, 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 blah. What this CRM is doing is it does one-on-one emails. So instead of it being like, oh, these are my emails, and then on the third day, everyone's going to get this email. On the fourth day, everyone's going to get this email. On the fifth day, and then on the sixth day, everyone's going to get this text message. And then you have these long advanced sequences. Now you don't do any of that. You just say, oh yeah, you just literally say, hey, if anyone puts in their email and hasn't upgraded yet, try to get them to upgrade. This is the upgrade link. And then it will just send a one-on-one email to literally everyone. And you know what's funny? You know how I tested this? This is Chuck, what I was telling you the other day. For my other company, I started just emailing literally everyone that opted in personally for 2 days. I get a little message that says, hey, you got a new person. It doesn't mean they bought yet. It doesn't mean they've scheduled a call yet. They just opted in. They gave me their email. And I have so many different funnels that have different like entry points for emails. And I was like, oh yeah, let's just test it out. And I started personally, wasn't even using Lead Falcon just because I wanted to test it. And I was sending people 2 sentence emails like, hey, thanks for downloading the ebook, or thanks for showing interest in blah, blah, blah. Just so I know, what are you working on? Blah, blah, question mark. And I got like a 90% reply rate just in the last 2 days, which is crazy because if I send a bulk email to 10,000 people, I'm going to get a 20% open rate and then a 0% reply rate. You might have a 1 or 2% click-through rate, but 80% reply rate on a one-to-one email it's paradigm shifting level crazy. Long story short, the future of CRMs will be get people into your umbrella. And instead of having to be a world-class like newsletter writer or sequence writer, or like after the third day they get an SMS, and then if they click on the SMS, then they get the voicemail, and then if they actually watch the voicemail, then this is what I used to do, and I still have a lot of systems like this, but I'm predicting that in the next 3 to 6 months, it won't be like that at all. It'll just be get people under your umbrella. These are the products, tell AI to have conversations with people and see what happens. Oh, it's going to be kind of interesting. Jamie, how can I connect env variables? I don't know what an env variable is. Is this like a super coder language, or was that a typo? How do I create a landing page under the white label custom code for one to see others' live projects? How do I create a landing page under the white label custom for one, like for someone to see someone else's live projects? Oh, you want them to be able to share under one admin login? Is that what you're right, Andy. I will do it when I'm confident. So these types of things, these things are so fast, and that sometimes things come out like Lead Falcon was put on 5 months or so while Famous was being built and launched. And then we realized that a lot of people were having a CRM problem. So then we were like, let's build back Lead Falcon. And so Lead Falcon is ready for relaunch, and it's been beta, to be honest. So Andy, I don't want to give a lesson until I'm confident. And I just started reusing it literally this week. So give me more than a week to train on it, but it looks very good. As soon as I feel like I've mastered it, I'll do a lesson on it. But whatever I say is going to be outdated in 2 weeks. David, let me show you. This is good for everyone too. If you go to settings, you can click hide badge, change the visibility of built on Famous, and you click hide. That's how to do it. How do I connect environmental variables to your Famous database? I've created these and Twilio and unable to connect these to Famous. Unable to? Can you give me more details? Have you connected your keys inside of Superbase? In that section. Oh, how famous. Oh, so keys are connected, but it will not link. Define link. Have you connected like a webhook? Have you connected the webhook from Famous to the other app? Jamie, you need to connect the webhook. Patricia, how's the section for live from community? Oh, Patricia, you can just prompt it. You can just tell it what you want. So let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna take a screenshot. I'm gonna see if I can build. I haven't done it here. What you can do is you can build it like this. I'm answering Patricia's question. It'll be interesting to see what this does. But anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to ask it to do a header. Yeah, Jamie, you got to use a web. Are you trying to send emails from within Famous and not sending it to a CRM? So you're just trying to keep everything internal? Did you connect SendGrid or Mailgun to actually be able to send the email? It's probably just a bug, to be honest. So Patricia, this is what you were thinking about? Like a little thing here. So this is the prompt that I gave it. And then I had a little there, and then you can build your community inside here. That makes sense. Yeah, Patricia, that's what I just did. I built a little landing page and then prompted it to build a little variable. Yeah, Jamie, that's what I'm saying about the webhook, is that so when it says I cannot access external deployment platforms, you need it to be able to function. The actual brain of what's happening behind the scenes is happening in whatever software you're using. And it's Famous doesn't, unless it has a two-way sync, then it can't update those variables. So you have to webhook the connections. That'll be good for the day. If you guys want any help, you can always schedule a call with me. Keep on making progress, and we'll talk to you guys on Saturday. Bye-bye.